say your hands are holding on to grudges, you can't catch the blessings coming your way because your hands are occupied.
Yeah, you're full. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying,
that.
bro?
Yeah, that's true.
You can't catch what the blessings that are coming your way, opportunities coming your way when you're holding on to these grudges, and it's just ugly. You know, I've been there. I'm pretty sure we all been there where you hold grudges. Is like you're so mad at this person right here. I'm so irritated. I hate you so much. Meanwhile, I'm at home. I'm drinking. I'm smoking, whatever. I'm working out, releasing my anger. Meanwhile, you're over here living life with
no care in the world,
carefree. You have no idea I'm even mad. So who's it really hurting?
Right.
It's really affecting me.
Yeah, they say
they
like,
don't care.
Yeah, they say if like you're going through something, like 80% of the people don't care about it, and then the other 20 are glad it's you, not them.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, no one cares, man. Like at the end of the day, it's you.
It's like the grudge is like I'm holding on to like hot coals.
Yeah.
Waiting for them to burn you. What's up, savages? Welcome back to the podcast. As you can see, we're at this beautiful Park Lake, Fairmont Park. Riverside. They got some nice trees, different type of trees, right?
Oh yeah. Lots of shade.
A lot of shade.
Yeah.
Beautiful scenery.
So if you can't see us, it's because we're in too much of the shade, and I could not fix it during the editing. I try my best to make sure you guys can see us, but if not, it is what it is. But we're gonna get into it. We got Martin right here.
Yeah. What's up, everyone?
And then we got my mama.
Hello,
Sunshine.
everybody.
So I thought it would be a good idea because we're talking about working out. We always talk about on the podcast self-improvement, right?
Yeah.
Talking about working out, talking about eating right, talking about how to better ourselves. But I just thought, switch it up is talk about forgiveness. Because a lot of people don't think about it. You know what I mean? It's for me, it personally is really tough.
Yeah.
One, it's part of self-improvement.
Yeah.
It's part of,
but it's
just
like
a different aspect.
It's not your first thing you go to. You think of like money. You think of fucking
food, exercise,
getting your diet right, reading books,
food, exercise, financial,
and basically money. But you don't think about like the emotional growth part of it.
Yeah.
And the mental, you know what I mean? Like mental to be able to forgive.
Yeah.
Because and then strength too, because that takes a lot of strength as well.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's definitely a lot easier not to forgive, right? Like you said, it takes a lot. Yeah, it takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of will to really like let go of something, to let go of the past.
Yeah, holding grudges are easy.
It is, but then at the same time, it's eating you up.
Yeah. But do you think somebody can forgive and let go, or do you think you forgive but you'll never let? You know what I mean? You always remember it. It's always there. Do you think somebody can honestly, like your opinion?
Yeah. Well, my opinion is, if you only forgive and don't let go, you're only doing a half-ass. It's still bothering you. So at the end of the day, you're not really forgiving.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's not authentic.
Yeah. Because to me, if you forgive and then you forgive and like it's just
water under the bridge.
Water under the bridge. Move past it. Let it go. Like you're not hanging on.
See, but a lot of people, they say that, but they don't do it because when something happens, when you mess up again, it comes back up again. Well, you said you weren't going to do that again. You said you were going to check this. You said, you know what I mean? You weren't going to say this.
Or not even if something happens again. Sometimes that's still in the back of your head with that person. Like I remember when they did that.
Those trust issues.
Yeah. You still, like you've forgiven them, but yet you still have a trust issue with them. So then, to me, technically, you really never forgave that person.
Yeah. So a lot of people hold grudges, right?
Yeah. It's easier.
Yeah. So I like you said, it is part of self-improvement, because it's really, you're digging deep into yourself, into your feelings, you know what I mean? Which is a little harder to control versus you like just getting out there and running, getting out there and hitting the gym. Because you could be pissed off and hit the gym, but you're still pissed off, right? Yeah. But I mean, if you really forgive somebody, you're able to move forward. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it takes more work.
Yeah.
I think it's more work to forgive somebody because that, like you said, you got to dig more within. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got to do more, either whether it be soul searching, mental searching. Like to me, it takes more of an effort to forgive somebody, genuinely forgive somebody, because a lot of people, it's easier for them to be mad because, like you said, they can still hit the gym and still be mad. Mm-hmm. They can still go to work and still be mad. They can still push forward, laugh, smile, still push forward and still be mad and not even, you know what I mean? Not even realize it. But then it's like, if you sit down and really evaluate yourself, Like it takes more work, I think, to genuinely forgive somebody, and then to forgive somebody without an apology. Like that's forgiving for your own peace and your own sanity.
Right, and that's the thing too. When you forgive, it's like you said, it's for your own self. It's not like to really to justify the other person's mistake. It's not
Yeah.
to justify like, hey, you did that, but like at the end of the day, it's really truly for yourself, for yourself to move forward. They say that the like living in your history is like taken away from your destiny.
Yeah.
Like where you can actually go if you're still holding on to like something, you know what I mean, that's bothering you really at the end of the day. So forgiveness is a big thing. I know they say it in the Bible a lot, you know, about forgiving. God forgives us every single day. We're all sinners, right? We're all sinners every single day. And I think we tend to ask for a lot of forgiveness. Doesn't matter like who or what you believe in, but I think we always ask for forgiveness because we're like I said, we're sinners, but we're so harsh on giving forgiveness to somebody else. You know what I mean? But when we ask for it all day long,
We
every
want to
single
be
day,
forgiven.
but we don't
We want to be forgiven
right,
real
but
quick.
you're not willing to give it to
But
somebody.
it's harder to to let somebody else off the hook
Yeah.
with it sometimes. That's true. That's very, very true sometimes. That is. But have you ever been in a situation? Have you guys ever been in a situation where you had to forgive somebody?
I think I've had plenty of situations, not a lot of them that really like stick clearly, but I think like throughout my life, I definitely have to forgive certain people, certain things that
Yeah.
sometimes, a lot of the times, you know what I mean, we hold a grudge against our parents, first of all. You know, like,
Oh,
like you guys couldn't give me this, you guys couldn't give me that. Like, you know what I mean? I wanted to go
Or
to
you
this
treated me
school.
like this, treated me like that,
Right.
whatever the case may
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's one of the bigger ones that we have to forgive them. Like sometimes, like our parents don't know what we know.
be. Yeah.
They didn't grow up in the same era that we grew
Yeah.
up. They don't know the technology that we know, and sometimes we tend to like get upset for certain things like that, right? So I
Yeah.
think we have to forgive them. We also have to forgive either like past relationships that you've been in that didn't work out. You have to let go of that. I think the third one is really forgive anybody, and then the fourth one is forgiving yourself. I think
Yeah.
that's the most important one. You literally have to forgive yourself because sometimes
Because sometimes we beat our own selves up.
yeah.
Like, what the hell? You should have seen that. You're stupid. Why did you
Right.
do whatever?
Right.
Whether it be relationships or whether it been like, you know what I mean? A coworker, like something went
Yeah.
down or you messed up somewhere.
You
You know what I mean?
relapse or something, or you know
Yeah.
you didn't stick you didn't stick
struggle
to your
with
promises
something.
that you said you were gonna,
Let yourself down.
or your goals.
Right.
Yeah, you let yourself down. And so it's like, yeah, like you said, all of us fall short.
Right.
That's just the reality of it.
Absolutely.
We all fall short. Nobody's perfect. And everybody's going to fall short. If you don't fall short every day, you're going to fall short like throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because nobody is perfect. Like, unfortunately, none of us are perfect. We're all going to mess up at one point or another. But yeah, I do think like sometimes, a lot of times, like, I think like with my experience was with family, growing up with parents. You know what I mean? I had to learn. It took me a lot of years to learn, or even to realize, to forgive certain relationships in my family the way they were. But I think because I had to grow up and mature myself and have kids myself, and mature, because I had to take a step back and realize like, well, damn, like, shoot, my mom comes from one of 12. You know what I mean? Like, who has the time to sit there and show each kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different area. You got bigger families. You know what I mean? So nobody really had the time to sit there and show love, maybe say. You know what I mean? Not everybody got the same quality of it. So then that's how they're taught. And then, well, how they're taught or not taught, then that's how they raise their families. You know what I mean? So I think it took me a lot of years to realize that, for one. And then once I realized that, it took me a moment to deal with that, to let that go, to realize that and just forgive and move past that, to be like, damn, like, that's why things were the way they were. Like, she didn't even know. How could she teach us something that she didn't know?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's crazy. But then you have to learn to forgive those things. Because if not, then it would have just hindered my relationship probably with them. You know, raising my kids. It would have, you know, who knows how it would have turned out. You know, I could have been the same way with my kids, you know. But yeah, I do think when you're put in situations like that, like learning to forgive without an apology, I think is the hardest thing for me personally, because you got to do it for yourself. And you may never get that apology. You know what I mean?
Well, some people, they pass away too, so they can't, like,
Yeah.
literally it's impossible no matter what.
Yeah. So
know?
you're just left with that, no
Like,
closure.
you have to, like,
So you have to figure out how to find to deal with that. You know what I mean? I remember when I went through my divorce with Big Robert, with their dad, and how everything went down and how everything happened. And they were mad. They were mad at him. They were upset. But I remember telling them, you know what I mean? Like, he's still your dad at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They didn't understand it. They didn't get it. They didn't, like, when, why, like, how did this happen? They couldn't grasp it. It didn't make no sense to them. But I was like, well, it is what it is. These are the facts. This is what it is, you know. And any questions you got to talk to your dad. But I remember, like, they didn't even want to go with him. It was his weekend and they didn't want to go. Like, you guys got to figure it out. Like, at the end of the day, that's your dad. And I remember for a brief moment, he didn't even want to pick them up because he's like, what am I going to pick them up for? They don't even want to talk to me. They just look at me with their pissed off faces and they don't even want to be with me. Honestly, Sherry, they don't even want to be, they're mad. Okay. And finally, I had to sit him down and tell him, like, rightfully so, they're mad, they're upset. Like, everything they knew has been, it's gone. What they knew as stable and a family is gone. And so I would tell him, like, you need to figure it out because you're not going to let them build walls up with you and cause division between your kids. Like, that's not what we're going to do.
How old were you when that happened?
when what? The old
When
divorce?
the
or
divorce, yeah.
What, like 13, 14?
So I think, yeah, 13, 12, 13.
Something like that.
So as a young teenager, how did you deal with that as far as, obviously at first you guys were pissed off at him, but how did you manage to forgive him and gain that relationship back with him like you did?
Well, like she said, dude, I'm like the person who could hold a grudge like nobody.
Yeah, I'm gonna scoot back a little.
I'm a person who could, like, hold a grudge like nobody. So, like she said, I didn't want to go with him at all. I was like, man, I hate him. Like, he just fucked everything up.
Yeah.
Like, we're all cool and everything's all fucked up because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
both of them too at the same time. And I just felt like I was like on an island in a way. You know what I mean? Just by myself. And me, I guess that's my what? Toxic trait or negative trait.
Yeah.
Is that I shut people out easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I guess I've always been like that ever since a kid. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Pretty sure there's a fucking reason for it.
Well, yeah, I think probably it has to do with things that you've gone through, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, things that you probably have gone through, because I know, like, he was mad at me for leaving, because I remember one time he told me straight out, what were you leaving for? Just because of an argument? People fight all the time on Seinfeld, because I used to watch Seinfeld all the time. And he told me, they fight on Seinfeld, Mom, and they get over it. And I'm looking at him like, dude, this is not Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell him that. You know, I'm looking at him like, dang, he's comparing this to a show that I watch.
Yeah.
Like, and this is reality.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I'm looking at him like, son, it doesn't have nothing to do with trust me, because at that time they didn't know why yet. And I'm like, it doesn't have nothing to do with Seinfeld. It doesn't have nothing to do with the little argument. Your dad made me mad. He pissed me off. Trust me, it doesn't have nothing to do with that. Well, just say sorry. Just say sorry and just don't be mad no more. And I'm just like, it's not that simple. You know what I mean? But I wasn't ready to tell them why yet. You know, I just couldn't. How was I going to tell them? But then I was like, well, we're going to have to tell them because they can't hear it from nobody else in your family. Mm-hmm. They got to hear from us, you know. But yeah, they'd give me a hard time. When he would come to roll up in the front of the house to pick them up, they would give me, I don't want to get my stuff. Oh, let me help you get your stuff because you're going with your dad. Yeah. You're going with and I don't care. Have an attitude with him. Don't talk with him the whole weekend. Don't matter to me.
That's pretty much what I would do. I wouldn't fucking talk to him. I probably wouldn't eat nothing. You want to go here? Nah. Where do you want to go? I want to go home. Yeah. Like, just being an asshole, basically.
Yeah.
A teenage asshole, right? And then I don't think I forgave him, even though I talked to him after, because I was probably 14, right?
Yeah.
From there, I went to go move with them when I was probably, sad?
You were older. I want to say 16, 17.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah,
I came
I was
home.
still in high school.
I didn't even know he was moving out with him. I came home and he was packing his bags, and
Yeah,
Robert was
that
out in
funny.
the front.
So why that happened?
Like I said, like I guess I didn't forgive him, but like fully forgive him in a way. You know what I'm saying? But we did kind of like build our relationship
Like they were
back
okay.
up
Yeah.
somewhat. You know what I mean?
They were talking.
Yeah, we're talking, and the situation I was living on my mom, I didn't really enjoy it. I hated it. So once we got to a better, you know what I mean, place in our relationship, then he offered to come live with him, and I was like, well, hell yeah. Like, okay, I got more in common with you. I can relate to you. I'm cooler with you. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I've always looked up to him, even though I hold a
Well, and
grudge
then
or
his
whatever.
dad's gonna be more liberal. You know what I mean?
I
Than I
always
would have
looked
been.
up to him. Yeah, he treated me more like a young man,
Like,
where my mom
yeah.
treated me as a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He would treat me like you're a young man. Certain stuff, even though he talked to me a certain way, it was a different type of respect. When my mom, at that age, she treated me like a kid, because in her eyes, I was a kid, right?
Still the baby. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
Pat throwing my shit in a trash bag, and
I got
like,
home and I
yeah.
was like, what are you doing? And Big Robert calls me, like, I'm out in the front. What do you mean you're out in the front? It's not your weekend. Like, what are you talking about right now? And he was like, you don't know, huh? I don't know what.
I'm not good at communication.
And then he's just like, yeah, he said he wants to come live with me. He wants to what? I'll be right back. You sit out here in your car. And I go back inside and I told him, what are you doing? What's going on? And of course I'm crying. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Talk to me. He don't talk. He's just like, I'm going to my dad. Why? Talk to me. Tell me why.
I guess even like at a young age though, I had that like stubbornness.
Yeah.
And if I have my mind made up,
That was it.
like it's made up. Like, what are you talking to me for? I'm packing my stuff. Like, what do you mean?
It's like, just leave me alone. Let me pack my bag. Let me go with my dad. Just leave me be, you know? And then I was just like, what the hell? Like, I'm not going to stop you. You're 16, 17 years old. Like, it's not like you're 9, 10. That's different to me. You're almost an adult. So at that point, I thought, like, if I fight him on this, all I'm going to do is push him away from me. So I went back outside with Big Robert and I told him, he said, Sherry, if you don't want me to take him, I won't take him. I won't take him. He wants to come and I'm fine with him coming. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to bump heads with you. And I told him, I said, take him. I trust you with everything in me that you're going to do right by him. I trust you enough. Because if I thought you were a shitty dad, I wouldn't let you take him like that. I trust you enough. I'm not saying you're a perfect man, but I trust you enough that you're going to guide him the right way. And he was just like, I will, Sherry, I will. I said, all right. I said, no, go ahead and take him then. And yeah, and he took him, and I remember I was a mess. I was like, what the hell?
What just happened?
Yeah, what the hell just happened? Like, I didn't even know there was a problem.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I hate to interrupt, but what's crazy is that God has a plan. I feel like he puts you where you need to be for a certain reason. And probably at that moment, you guys, neither one of you knew that you weren't going to have him for much longer after
nobody
that.
knew.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So
Nobody knew.
So maybe that was like a great decision because you spend that extra time. You got molded into the person that you are today. You know, through a man's, I don't know, what can you say? Like his the way his teachings to you. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I would say like out of all the siblings, I would say for that aspect, he got the best part of that.
Yeah.
Out of everybody, he's
Got the
one.
worst and the best.
He got that as far as
I
like.
would say, yeah, you got to say the worst and the best because
Yeah.
he was a different person when I was a kid.
Oh yeah. You
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like the
Yeah.
the worst and the best.
You seen the worst side of him, but then you got to see, as you got older, that best part of him because then the other
I
ones
feel
didn't
like
get none of that.
no, they did though the best part.
Well, Daniel.
Well, yeah, they might not remember it, but they did.
Yeah,
They did.
They
get
were
it.
little. I think they were too
Because
little.
at the same
to
time,
remember.
like on the other flip side of the coin, they got to experience things I never got to experience.
Yeah.
Even though if they don't remember or not, it's still, you know what I mean? It's still,
Yeah.
it is different.
Yeah. One, I think like Priscilla never got that part. She just never got that part because they always bumped heads. And so they never even got that part. She never got that part from him. You know what I mean? Just because there was already walls up. Walls up. She put walls up. He put walls up. And It was just a whole messed up relationship. You know what I mean? And but yeah, I remember people telling me, like friends that I've known for 30 years, family, telling me like, how can you forgive him? After everything he did, like how he did you. How could you forgive him? And I'm like, but at the end of the day, I think he already paid a high price. He lost everything. It's not for me to punish him. That's not for me to punish him. He has to deal with that himself. He already has to live with what he did.
How long
You
did
know?
it take you to feel to feel the I forgive him, like, for what he did, I'm moving on? Like,
I
how,
would say it probably took me maybe a year and a half after
Okay.
our divorce.
okay.
After our divorce was final, it probably took me a year and a half after our divorce to completely, like, I've forgiven him. I'm not mad. I'm not hurt. Like, because I was angry during the whole divorce.
And was
I
that
was
at the
angry.
moment where Robert moved out, or that was like right before or right after?
Oh no, that was probably no, after.
Okay.
That was probably after our divorce.
Okay.
And I was just angry. I was just angry because it wasn't fair. It just wasn't fair, but life isn't fair. You know what I mean? And I remember being angry, and then 2 years after our divorce, he calls me and tells me, "Can you meet me over here at Pancho Villa's?" I'm like, "No." "Do you have the kids with you?" He's like, "No." "Okay, then why do I need to meet you?" And he's like, "Can you just meet? I want to talk to you." "Okay, we could talk on the phone. Like, what's going on? You good?" And he's like, "I want to see you and talk to you. Like, can you just meet me there? Give me 5 minutes, Sherry. 5 is all I ask." I'm like, all right. It wasn't even far from where I was living. I was renting my mom and dad's house. It wasn't even far from my mom and dad's house. So I was like, I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. Like, that's it. Don't do this whole power trip, make me feel bad trip. I don't want none of that, Robert. And he was just like, no, 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 come on, just go, just go. And I went, and it was 2 years after our divorce. That was the first time that he had apologized to me. And that's when I just seen him like broken, like humbled. You know what I mean? Where we sat in the place and he's like, order food. And I was like, I don't want nothing to eat. I just want a tea or water with lemon. Girl bought us drinks, some teas. And we both just sat there. And that's when he was just like, look, I just want to tell you to your face. Like, I wanted to see you and tell you, like, I'm sorry. And I was just like, damn, like, I never in my life would have thought, if anybody knew what kind of man that man was, like, I would have never in my life thought he would apologize to me, own up to it and apologize to me.
Wow.
So when he did that, I was just like, damn. And I did tell him, I'm like, you know what, Robert, little do you know, like, I've already forgiven you. I had to learn to forgive you for my own peace. Because if not, then that just trickles over to my kids.
Yeah. But I think at that moment, he forgave himself.
Yeah.
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 You know
Oh,
what I mean?
definitely.
He forgave himself, and he was able to get over that hurdle, that ego,
That
whatever,
hurt, that pain,
Yeah.
that pride, everything.
and say, and just own up to it, like
And
you
I
said.
fucked up. I
Yeah.
fucked up big time. And
We don't cuss on the podcast though.
yeah, right.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, right. You have to put bleep. Yeah. So I do think that it is difficult for others versus other people. You know what I mean? Some people it comes easier, to forgive. Some people never forgive. And some people it's a process. Maybe they have to go through things like I don't know what he had to go through during our divorce when he was by himself.
Yeah.
I know he was in a dark place.
I think too, what is it? Somebody who's always asking for forgiveness for the same shit,
Yeah.
it's gonna devalue it. It's like, are you really sorry?
Yeah.
Because you're telling me this every weekend, or you're telling me this every month, or every
Or
time
you
we
told
get
me
in this
this 3
argument.
months ago.
But like that, you know how valuable it is
Yeah.
because you've never seen that.
I
You
never
never
seen that.
experienced it. You never heard it, so you know it's genuine.
Yeah.
Good
But
point.
somebody who's just throwing it out, throwing it here, throwing it there, throwing it everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I won't do it again. I'm sorry that this happened. I'm sorry I did this.
Yeah.
It's like, do you really mean it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't. It's just like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're devaluing it. That's how I see it.
Well, it's hard to trust people again, like
'Cause-
what your words mean.
Because I've learned too, and it's crazy, but like if anything I've learned is you never trust what people say. Like whatever you say doesn't matter. It does not matter to me. It's what you say with your body language, what you say with your actions.
Actions.
That's gonna tell me more than your words could ever say.
Yeah.
Because people talk all day, but your actions are what really matter.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's crazy when you really look at people around you. Look at people and then look at their actions. Look at if they say they're gonna do what they're gonna do. If they have your back when you're really down, do they really have your back? Do they really help you out?
Or do they mean
just
what
say
they even
do?
say? Like you said, sorry, but do you really mean you're sorry? You know what I mean? Do you really mean it? Or are we gonna be here 6 months from now again? Do you really
6
mean
weeks,
it?
6 days, the way people
Yeah,
are set
next
up,
week.
it's crazy.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, so then are you really sorry?
I think most people do want to forgive. I think just most people don't know how. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of people know how to swallow their pride and just own up to it. Just either be a man about it, be a woman about it. Just say, like I do have flaws. I did mess up, and I'm going to get better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I got to move forward, like push through this and just put that in my past. It happened.
Yeah.
Now you know what not to do. You know what I mean? Now you know you've been through a road. Now it's called experience, right? You
Yeah.
have experience. So it's another bump in the road. Like you said, nobody's perfect. No one's,
Yeah.
a perfect angel
And I think
here.
too, especially when you're younger, it's all about when you grow, as you get older, you mature.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We make mistakes when we're younger or hold on to grudges or don't know how to say sorry. You know what I mean? And it's because we're immature still. Some of us are still immature. So it takes a minute for you to comprehend and learn. You know what I mean? Before you realize, like, damn, okay, now I realize what I did or what I need to forgive or what I need to apologize for. You know what I mean? But what do you feel about, like, say, if you apologize to somebody and that person's not ready to accept your
I was just
apology?
about to ask that.
We're on the same page
Yeah, that's a big
for
one.
once.
That's a big one. I think that's where forgiving yourself comes into play. Because even if that person is not accepting your apology, at least you accept the fact that you did mess up. You're owning up to it, and it's kind of, you can't be living in the past. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to
But
keep
how do
moving
you feel
forward.
when it comes to, like, when in that case, when it comes to when it's family?
Yeah.
Because you're blood tied. Like, you're genuinely blood tied. It's not like a friend you met, you know what I mean? That you can cut off and never run into again. You know what I mean? Like, family, you're always bound to family. Nothing's going to change that. So how do you feel, like, say, like, when you apologize to somebody, a family member, and then they're not ready to accept that yet or let it go? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say I don't think too. Everybody's way of like accepting the apology is different too,
Yeah.
right? Because I feel like somebody could accept somebody else's apology and let it go, but let them go as well with it. I'm sorry. I know. I thank you for apologizing. I accept your apology, but I can't fuck with you no more.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get it. I no hard feelings towards you, but you're not somebody I want to surround myself with.
Yeah.
That's the last time that this is gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because I got to put myself and my life
Well,
and my
'cause
stuff
I
priority.
still feel like
I'm sorry.
it still could be the last time it happened, but that don't mean you have to, like,
That's your.
no,
That's what I'm saying.
my thing on it, yeah, is where you could still put boundaries, but then still not cut somebody off. But that's me. I
That
think
is
I'm
my
able to
boundary.
do that.
That is my boundaries. Like I can't apologize to you, but
But you're cut off.
you go this way and I got to go this way because
Yeah.
obviously that's not healthy for me.
Yeah.
What if that puts detrimental to my health, my mental health?
Yeah.
Because every time you mess with me, that puts me in a bad state of mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I fall off the wagon. All the hard work I did because I got to keep you around because you're my blood?
Yeah.
Nah. Just because my family thinks I should, because society thinks I should, because my friends think I should. I don't accept that. And then I don't accept that I got to accept somebody's apology just because society thinks it's the thing I should do.
Yeah.
If I don't believe that they're really
Oh,
sorry.
well, yeah. No, I believe if somebody's not
I've been in that
sincere.
situation where family's like, well, it's your family, they're sorry, this and that. You should accept their apology. Like, no, don't tell me what I should accept. They didn't do that to you, so you don't know what that feels like.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, don't. I'm not gonna accept apology and just forget like nothing ever happened and still hold that inside me because then that's bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause then
faking
it's
it.
all fake. You're
I'm
just
faking it.
faking
I'm
the
still gonna
funk.
hold that grudge, and later on, it's all gonna come out. I'm
So-
gonna treat them different.
So what if they do apologize and you're in that situation, and obviously deep down, like you're like, okay, I'm gonna cut you off. Like I accept it, but I'm gonna cut you off.
And two, it depends what it is, right?
Yeah.
It depends on the severity
that
of,
serious
of, the,
enough
of the
to-
of the thing.
Yeah.
How many times it's happened? Who it is? Is it a parent or is it a third, fourth cousin?
Yeah. But I was gonna ask, like, what if they show the actions to justify and to show you, like, damn, I am sorry, and like that is not gonna happen again. Like, what if that you get into that situation where they're actually showing actions of,
Change?
not of change, yeah, not repeating what they
Yeah.
did to you.
Like I said, if I can forgive somebody,
Yeah.
but it's just like I don't want to risk that again, or I don't want
Okay.
to surround myself with that again.
So you're protecting your energy. You're
That's
protecting,
that's
yeah.
how I see it, bro. And
Okay.
not a lot of people are gonna understand that, and
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
lot of people respect that. But that's fine. You know what I mean? Because when I'm somewhere by myself, ain't no other voices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I fall off the wagon, if I go drinking, or if I go to jail, and I in a bad mental state, who else is there with me? You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Nobody with those opinions are going to be dealing with what I'm dealing with if I fall off the wagon, if I get angry, if I get road rage and I go run someone off the road.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know what I'm capable of, so I got to control myself. And anger management is one of those things. You know?
I don't think I've had to like deal with that situation yet.
Where you've had to cut somebody
where I
off.
had a, like in family wise, like me apologize to them and them not accepting, or them apologizing to me and me not accepting. I don't know. It just hasn't happened
Yeah,
with
me
me.
neither.
Yeah. I
I
don't
think
really,
it's happened.
as I grown up, like I don't really like hang out with too much family. You know what I mean? Like we
You're
love
like a
each
tight knit, no?
other.
You're like a tight knit family, right? You don't have a lot of cousins over here, aunts over here that you see all the time.
It's a
do
pretty
you? Or do
small
you?
family.
Right. No, we're a big family.
Oh.
Just, as growing up, like, how can I say it? Like everyone's kind of like on their own bubble. You know what I mean?
Their own lives.
Own lives, own problems. And it's like we see each other from our distance and we love each other. Like I think most of the times that we see each other, it has been family deaths that had happened. And then that's when we all
That's
reunite.
usually how it is
you know what I mean?
nowadays.
Before it used to be,
Yeah.
we used to, like
We hang
growing
out,
up, we hang out,
birthday
barbecue,
parties.
a lot of uncles, a lot of cousins, everyone's running around. And then just growing up with time, I don't know if, times change where both parents are now busy, everyone's working, like it just felt like more of a rat race
Yeah.
versus more of a bonding time with family. And that's something that I noticed too when I went to like Puerto Rico with my fiance's family. They're hanging out on a Monday, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and it feels like a party, but they're just hanging out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's something that I do miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do like that culture, that bonding time. But I
Well, family time
yeah.
where you're just hanging out.
But I also understand that maybe having something like that, you're more with more of a, what you call it, more things are bound to happen, right?
Susceptible
More
to things
arguments,
happening.
more drama.
The more
so,
closer you are, the more
Right,
Yeah, the
so-
more
so I
involved
feel-
the
You're gonna
drama
bump heads and
triggers.
disagree
Yeah.
and get offended. And
right. So I think due to us being a little separated, I haven't been involved in family
Yeah.
drama.
Well, I think there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
There's definitely pros and cons to both. Because I know growing up, like my mom comes from a big family. She's one of 12. So that we were a big family and we hung out a lot. We did, like how you said, a lot of birthdays. Like we were always, our house was one of the 3 houses we were always at. But now, the only time you ever get together with somebody is, unfortunately, when somebody's in the hospital
Yeah.
or somebody's funeral.
Yeah.
That's the only time you catch up with the cousins. And that's not even everybody showing up, though, half the time.
Yeah.
That's just whoever made it. Then you catch up with those people that you haven't seen for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I think I'm more like I tell him all the time, yeah, I see things a lot differently. I'm more forgiving. I'm more,
Do you think that's like a gender thing?
I don't know. I don't know if it's more because I'm a woman,
Because I think women are more forgiving
maybe.
than men.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I just feel like I'm more forgiving, and I've had to forgive people without an apology. You know what I mean? And I think those have been the hardest for me. You know, even with my second marriage, when I got sick and he decided that that's not what he signed up for. Like I had to learn to forgive him for doing that. Like what the hell? Like here we bought a house together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it was total douchebags moves that he did, and it was like I had to learn to forgive that. I had to learn to forgive what happened because at one point I made a decision to be with that person. You know what I mean? So I had to hold myself accountable
I was
too.
about to say that. Is that like some type
Yeah.
of like accepting like some sort of
Yeah,
responsibility?
because you have to accept responsibility. Because at one point, you picked that person, you were happy with that person. You know what I mean? You chose to go this path with that person, you know, and you trusted that. And so then, yeah, you have to learn to forgive yourself
Yeah.
for making those decisions, which I think are hard sometimes to do, because you have to look at yourself and be accountable and be like, damn, I messed up. Like that was all. You know what I mean? That was me. Part of that was me.
Yeah, it's easy to blame somebody else.
Yeah, and even with like their dad, like I could have sit here and blamed him for everything, but at the end of the day, I put up with it for how many years, and I gave the green light. So it's like I allowed that to happen too for so long. You know what I mean? So I was accountable too because I allowed it instead of putting myself down from the get, putting my foot down from the get and being like, nah, we ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Instead of putting my foot down from the beginning, I just let it play out.
So do you think, in like in a situation, any situation, do you think you have to forgive yourself first before, like, forgiving the other side, or do you think you have to forgive the other side and then forgive yourself right after that? Do you know?
Well, I don't know. From my personal
Yeah.
experience, I think I had to forgive myself first
Yeah, I
before I
agree.
can even forgive somebody else.
I agree.
And like let it go. I had to work on me first. I had to really work on me and forget it, not be angry, not be mad, not, you know what I mean? Why this,
Yeah.
why that, why me? You know what I mean? I couldn't be like that.
Yeah.
So I had to definitely forgive myself first before I can even forgive anybody else.
So if anybody's watching out there, you know what I mean, and they're willing to take that step to give forgiveness to somebody else, sometimes you got to look yourself in the mirror and talk to yourself and
Take accountability.
take accountability.
Accept accountability.
Yeah.
Like genuinely accept accountability. And sometimes I think even when you apologize to somebody, and they're not like they're like, no, I'm good. Like trying to figure out how to be okay with that. I've never had to do that. I've never had to do that, so I don't even know what that feels like. You know what I mean? I've never not been forgiven or cut off or nothing. So I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah, I heard this thing. I was listening to like just audios and stuff on YouTube, but they were saying like living in the past is so time consuming. You know what I mean?
Drained energy.
Yeah, so much where it doesn't allow you to really get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
And they gave an analogy of like when you're in the vehicle, the rear mirror, why is it so small? And the windshield
Yeah, I've heard
is
that
so
one.
much bigger, right? Because you can't be if you're focusing on that little mirror, you're gonna crash moving forward. But if you focus on the bigger picture, you're gonna get to the destination that
Yeah.
you want to get to. So I thought that
There's
was
a
pretty
reason why
interesting.
that mirror is small in the back.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you shouldn't be focused on what's behind you.
Right. Quick glance, gotta go.
Yeah.
But I thought that stuck with me. I
Yeah.
was like, wow. I was like, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Like a good way to put
Yeah, I
life.
never heard that one before.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty deep. Yeah, I've heard that. That's pretty deep. Because you should say focus on what's forward. That's why the view is bigger in the front,
Yeah.
not the back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I think,
definitely.
I think going back to what you were saying about if somebody doesn't accept your forgiveness, like your apology, right?
Yeah,
I think if you've like forgiven yourself, then you should be fine with it.
yeah,
If I've done something to you, but I keep like, why am I gonna beg for your acceptance when
Yeah.
I've forgiven myself?
yeah,
I do it as like a courtesy to give it to you. Hey, I want to talk to you, how my dad did. But if you don't want to accept it, or if you don't want nothing to do with me, like, okay, I tried, that's fine. I'm good with myself.
yeah,
I know I tried my best. I did what I could do, right?
yeah.
If somebody still wants to cut me off, then so be it.
Yeah, because I do think, I do believe sometimes just because people apologize doesn't mean it's always going to be inviting.
Reciprocated.
Yeah, reciprocate it back because sometimes that person is not on the same page as you at that moment.
Not everybody wants to self-improve. Not everybody wants to fucking.
No, not
Everybody wants a
everybody's
clear
just
mind and shit.
on that same page at that same moment. Like, yeah, let's like let it go. Not everybody's on that same page at that same time. You know, because who knows if Big Robert would apologize before if I would have felt the same way.
Yeah.
Like if he would have told me when I was still mad, I probably would have told him where to go and how to get there. Like, nah, I don't need your apology. Like, screw you and your apology.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't done working on me in order to forgive him. You know what I mean? And yeah, when I told him that, like, I've forgiven you without you even asking me, like, little do you know. And he was just like, what? And I was like, yeah, like, don't worry. Like, we're good. Like, we're good.
Yeah, I thought that was like amazing. Like one of the first times that I did meet you, you came over with your new husband at the time, and Robert with his new wife at the time, right? And you guys just had a good relationship, like a good bond, like a good friendship. I thought that was amazing. I thought that was
Yeah.
like a whole nother level of like,
Well, we still respected each other, Robert
Yeah.
and I. Big Robert and I everybody would always say, like, dang, like, you guys still get along.
right.
Like, yeah, like,
Like that opened my eyes as a youngster, as a teenager in a relationship at the time, and with dealing with jealousy and everything that
Toxic
comes.
stuff.
Yeah. And then just seeing you guys just like having a friendship, being
after being divorced.
after being divorced and
Civil.
being
Yeah,
civil,
being civil and
respecting
and it
each
was
other.
genuine.
Yeah.
And it was genuine.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you see other people like they're divorced and they got to be at a certain party because of the kid.
Oh, yeah.
And they're both out the opposite sides, giving each other fucking looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Or they
police
can't
in
even
between
be
them
there.
to.
Or there's two separate parties.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
So I
like,
thought that
I'm
was
not doing
amazing.
that. Because I remember, too, when he did a party for somebody at his dad's house. He's like, Mom, I'm doing a party right here, a birthday party for somebody here at my dad's house. Would you come? Well, yeah, if your dad's fine with me going, like, I'll go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I went. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, just make sure they're both okay with it and I'll go. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that just showed me like a whole nother level of respect and maturity from your
Yeah.
guys' end. And I was like, just me seeing it as a younger self, I was like, that's where I need to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm ever in a situation, like that's who I need to be like.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't always have to be toxic, but you don't see that now.
yeah,
It's always just toxic and fighting and bickering and restraining orders and let's go to court.
right,
And
right.
unfortunately, because people are not working on themselves.
Yeah,
You
Or
know what I
they're
mean?
selfish. They just care about themselves.
Yeah.
And their ego and their pride.
Yeah.
Not the bigger picture.
Yeah, not the whole bigger picture.
so kind of going a little rewind really quick. When you moved into your dad's, how long did it take you, or do you remember the moment that you did forgive him? You're like, oh shit, I forgive him now.
Yeah. So I was gonna say that too. So I don't remember like a specific moment,
Yeah.
but I want to say like around 18, 19, once I got into the real world,
Uh-huh.
and I was like around him more, and he helped me like finish school, and I kind of just realized like he's a man at the end of the day. He did what he did. He messed up. He might not be the great part. He wasn't the great partner. You know what I'm saying? But he's like a great man and like a role model. And I was like, you know what? Like he has his mistakes, and like he told me, like life don't come with the manual. It doesn't come with the instructions. You kind of just got to figure shit out as you go on in life.
Yeah.
And you're gonna make some mistakes. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That's just true. And then the way he treated me, and like, oh, he genuinely cares about me. He didn't do that like maliciously to mess
Or-
up everything like I thought when I was
Yeah.
a teenager. Like, oh, he just messed everything up for me. Like I was thinking selfishly,
yeah.
Once I got older, I was like, he made a mistake. The sad part is it affected all of us negatively. But it is what it is, and just to move past it.
Yeah, and I think too, as you moved in with him, I would say like, you got to see like how you said, like he really does care about me. Like you got to see that part where it was sincere. He wasn't trying to bribe you. He's not
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
bribe
'cause,
you or buy
yeah.
you or
'Cause that's how
let
I
me
felt.
take you here, let
I
me
don't-
take you there, let me
yeah.
buy you this, let me buy you that.
Okay.
Like
I'm
it
a-
was sincere.
I'm a person that like I can't be bought, or I can't be swayed with materialistic.
Going to the mall or buy me
materialistic
games,
stuff.
GameStop.
Yeah.
I'm not really one like that. I try to keep, you know what I mean, like my morals, my character, my whatever I believe in. That is what it is. Like, you can't really by me. That's how the mindset I like to have. And when I feel like when I was younger, he would, because he don't know.
Well, because in the beginning, that's what he was trying to do in the beginning.
He's navigating through this. How do I get my kids to like me again?
Yeah.
Let me give him this. Let me give him that.
Because that's how he was in the beginning. Because I remember Priscilla be like, oh, and Priscilla was easily swayed that way. Because she's like, oh, yeah, we went to the mall with my dad. He bought me this, he bought me that. And we took pictures. My dad and I took pictures together. And we wore Raider jerseys. And she's just happy as, but she's younger.
Yeah.
She was more immature still because she was younger than him. And so she's just happy as can be. That swayed her. I mean, she forgave him for what he did real quick. You know what I mean?
Maybe she didn't forgive him, but she
well,
forgot
not forgive
for that
him,
moment.
but she forgot like everything. You know what I mean? Like she didn't mind going. Okay, I'm at my mom's, and then I go to my dad's, and I get to do all this fun stuff. Like, yeah, that did sway her mind. And with him, I remember when he would come back, he would be like, yeah, he wanted to take us to the mall. He wanted to buy me this, but I told him I don't want nothing.
Yeah, like
I told him I don't want nothing. You don't have to buy me nothing. I don't want nothing.
I'm like, I can see through it, dude. What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Like everything comes with the price.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
he's
mean?
trying to figure out, like, how do I get them back on my side? You know what I mean? Just at that point, just trying, like you said, you don't have a book manual. You're just trying to figure shit out.
And I think probably wasn't for me to become a young man when I could see it more clearly, and then that's when I like forgave him. Like, okay, like I guess I didn't even say it within myself, but that's going back mentally. That's when I could say, like, you know what? I had no grudge, no nothing. Like we were like super close and bonding. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff he showed me, working on cars, going camping, fishing, those conversations, talking to girls, all that stuff, right? Like he showed me, he gave me like, I guess the first steps or like some of the basic things of being a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it takes, some people might disagree, which is fine, but it takes a great man to create or to bring up, to show somebody what a great man is. Mm-hmm. Like, with all due respect to my mom, if I would have lived with her and I would have stayed with her the whole time,
You wouldn't have had that.
she can't show me how to be a great man.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like, she can't, because she's not one. She's a great woman. Mm-hmm. So you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm blessed and thankful that, like, he took me to his under his roof and everything, and took me under his wing and showed me. I guess he said, like we both said, he wasn't the best, but he did the best with what he had.
Yeah, with what he knew.
You know what I mean?
With what he knew and how he was. You know what I mean? What he learned and what he knew.
Yeah, in my eyes, like from the outside looking in, I'm like, I respect him so much because I was like, man, he was a great father to you guys. You know what I mean? Like, just like he. Like you said, teaching you guys things, showing you hands-on, and just the way he treated you, the way he treated Dominic. Like, just the way he treated Dominic was like, wow, like this, he's the real deal, you know what I mean? Taking somebody else's child and treating him completely like if it was
And Dominic might have different opinion.
Yeah,
like,
maybe
he
in
was
the
mean.
moment, in the moment, he probably didn't see it like that.
Yeah.
You know?
He was
And then
mean.
me too, like I don't want to go paint this whole picture for people listening that it was like, oh, like he was like the Andy Griffin show or some shit.
Yeah, big old halo on his head.
Yeah, all whistling.
Yeah.
You know, he was a hard ass. He was a hard ass, and he was super strict. I had two parents that were both really strict.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I guess that's what I needed, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, I appreciate it. It's funny because he would always tell me too, like you're gonna appreciate it one day that I'm hard on you, that I'm like going to your school, I'm checking on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I'm telling you this, and then I remember there was when I was younger, like 16, 17, before smartphones were a big thing, only like they were barely coming out, bro, like sidekicks and shit. And mainly only adults had them. Kids really didn't even have cell phones. If they did, it was a flip phone. And he had gotten a new one. It was like called Pocket PC or something, where you could go on the internet. Mind you, people don't even have internet in their house at this time.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, what are you going to do with your old phone? He's like, hey, he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I said, well, let me have it. He said, why should I give it to you? I said, well, because I'm your son. Like, why would you give it to me? You're just going to let it sit right there in the drawer. Like, he said, yeah, but I could sell it and I could make some money off of it. I was like, well, that's messed up. Like, you going to go sell it when you can give it to your kid? Like, we're supposed to shine together. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, how much are you going to sell it for? I forgot what he said, like 200 at the time, 150, which was a lot of money back then. It's probably like 1,000 to me. It felt like it. And then I remember I was like, okay. I remember I was like trying to wash everybody's car, cutting grass, doing the chores. I even started asking him for money for chores. He didn't give me too much because he said it was what I was supposed to do. My contribution to the house, right? But any any money I could save up, scavenge up, I would sell stuff too. And yeah, I remember I got like 100 and something bucks, and I gave it to him. He's like, "Where the hell did you get this at?"
Okay.
I was like, "I've been saving." So what's up? You gonna sell me the phone? He's
Yeah.
like, "Well, where'd you get this?" He's all looking and inspecting the money. He's like, "You want this phone?" "Yeah, I want that phone. You said you would sell it to me." He's like, "All right, if you want it, go ahead." And at that moment, I was kind of a little like butthurt because
Like,
I'm
he took my money.
I'm his son. He should just give it to me. I felt it was a sense of entitlement I had.
Yeah.
But then growing up, I realized like what he was teaching me with that.
It was a lesson.
Ain't nobody gonna give you nothing in life, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't guaranteed.
You're not entitled to anything.
You're not entitled to anything from anybody. You're not even your own parents. Not even my mom. Not even my dad. And he told me, he's like, everything I have in this life, I had to get it on my
He had to
own,
get on his own.
and you're gonna have to do the same.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit. And that stuck with me forever, bro. Forever. You know,
Yeah, man.
it's
So
crazy because
that's-
I think about that still to this day. Like, yeah, ain't nobody owe you nothing.
And and those are those lessons, bro, that they're priceless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that 100, 200 bucks for that phone, like it's worth so much more than what that was and the phone together. You know what I mean? So yeah.
If he would have gave it to me, who knows if I would have been some spoiled, entitled brat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want this. Now I want a case for it. Now I want this for it.
I want to upgrade.
You know,
The new phone
the
came
new
out.
one, and now I expect it every time he gets a new
Yeah.
phone. I'm expecting I get his old one every time.
You know, as you're saying that, it just makes me think like you forgiving your dad, you know, going through those steps and forgiving him, like you gained so much from the time with him for you forgiving him. You know what I mean? So you got rewarded for doing what's right and forgiving him
Yeah.
in so many ways. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of us miss out on things for not forgiving someone else or for not forgiving yourself. I think you just miss out on opportunities, experiences, lessons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For not having that grit to just give in and
Because
forgive.
like they say too, like say your hands are holding on to grudges.
Yeah.
You can't catch the blessings coming your way because your
Right.
hands are occupied.
Yeah, you're full. Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
like
saying,
that.
bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't catch what the blessings that are coming your way,
Yeah.
opportunities coming your way
Yeah.
when you're holding on to these grudges. And it's just ugly, you know. I've been there. I'm pretty sure we all been there where you hold grudges. It's like you're so mad at this person right here. I'm so irritated. I hate you so much. Meanwhile, I'm at home. I'm drinking. I'm smoking. Whatever. I'm working out, releasing my anger. Meanwhile, you're over here living life with
No care in the world.
carefree.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have no idea I'm even mad. So who's it really hurting?
Right.
It's really affecting me.
Yeah, they say
They
like
don't care.
Yeah, they say if like you're going through something, like 80% of the people don't care about it, and then the other 20 are glad it's you, not
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So it's like you said, no one cares, man. Like at the end of the day, it's you.
It's like the grudge is like I'm holding on to like hot coals,
Yeah,
waiting for them to burn you.
yeah,
It
yeah.
ain't affected you, dog. It's
Yeah.
affecting me.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
Facts,
crazy. It's
facts.
crazy, bro. I heard that. That stuck with me. I was like, interesting.
Yeah, man. That was a good topic. You know what I mean? The forgiveness, because like you said, we always talk about everything else.
Physical.
Yeah,
Yeah. You gotta
The
switch- you gotta switch
eating,
it
the
up.
exercise, and mental.
yeah.
Mental is important, and what you feed your soul and where you're at, your peace. That's important.
That's priceless.
That's very important. It's,
That's-
it's all part of self-care.
That's priceless.
But a lot of people don't tend to work on that.
Because you can have
part.
a Lambo, you can have the mansion, you can have a yacht, whatever you have. You can
Yeah.
have a party all the time.
Have a nice car, nice
you have
house,
a party
good
with
job.
some girls and people all around you. But at the end of the day, like when all that is gone, are you happy with yourself? Are you content? You know what I mean? Are you, like you said, are you at peace?
Yeah.
That's what really matters. That's what's priceless. That's why some of these people who are, what is it like? What is it? The hippie people,
Okay.
like hippies. That's why they're at peace.
Yeah.
They don't even have shit. They don't own shit. They're
Oh,
living
they're
out their
like
van.
carefree.
Yeah.
They're living out their van and they're enjoying the world better than everybody who has. There's some dude probably or some chick, some dude going cross country traveling in a van, doing what they love, experiencing life, with all they got to their name is that van.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Compared to somebody else living over here, Miami, New York, California, in $1 million home. They're grinding or they could buy anything they want, but they're fucking miserable. They're at home just miserable. 10 bathrooms, 20 rooms for what?
Yeah.
You know? And like they say, once you die, there's no hearse gonna come with a pulling the Lambo. They're gonna bury you with it.
All your
It
belongings.
doesn't matter, bro. None of that really matters.
Not a dollar.
You know.
That's true.
But yeah,
That was a good topic.
it was a good topic for sure, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys got any other suggestions, go check it out. And if you guys haven't yet, come check out this park. What'd you say? You know it from back in the days.
I know from back in anybody who's from really Fontana.
Inland Empire,
This is
kind of.
where you probably in
San
Empire.
Bernardino.
This is where we used to hang out at and do car shows at and hang out.
It's a real big
It
park.
actually
It's
is a
real
lot
nice. They
nicer
cleaned it
now.
up, right?
It looks a lot nicer now than when I remember it growing up.
From what I heard, is it used to be real like bad, kind of ghetto, and the cops kind of
Yeah,
Kinda
it's really
cleaned
nice.
it up.
A lot of shade.
yeah.
You said there's even a golf course?
On the other
Oh, yeah,
side
on the
over
other
here,
side
there was
over
a
there.
I don't think it's part of here, but right near
Okay.
there's a golf course.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys go check it. If you guys want, come check it out. We're gonna probably bring a grill next time because there's a shitload of shade here.
Yeah,
There's a lot of shade. If you got kids, they got ducks right here. Come feed the ducks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or come out by yourself. Come out by yourself. and
Mother
be-
Nature is always
and-
good
and,
medicine.
And be one with your thoughts.
You
Yeah.
know what we should do? We should gather the team and do a little run here.
I'm down. You know, it's funny because I was thinking of
Or
start.
go around the
I
thing.
was starting to think to post on Saturdays who wants to do a 5K just because.
Yeah.
Like, hey, guys, who wants to do a 5K?
Yeah.
But yeah, we could do certain different spots.
Yeah. I think there's a pretty flat land, nice scenery, nice view.
And then hang out and still barbecue. Here
Yeah.
you can barbecue.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Let us know. Let us know if you guys are down to do it.
yeah.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Real quick. I don't even know if it should be on here now, but real quick. On TikTok, some random dude commented on one of the things. I guess he was at the run.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did the 5K and he got like first place in his age group.
His
Okay.
age group.
It just hit me like, holy shit.
That's badass.
Somebody we don't even fucking know was there.
Yeah. And then found us on social media.
I don't know if he found us or if he was already there. I have no idea.
Or he's seen our shirt and looked
Just
us
came
up there.
across
I,
it.
maybe.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Who knows?
But it just hit me like, damn. Because we're about to hit 300 on YouTube. It's been 2 days. We're right there. We're about to hit 300. I'm pretty sure we're going to hit it pretty soon.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy, bro. Like, how many people? I don't know, 300 people. So there's some people there I don't know.
So like, subscribe, share.
Yeah.
Maybe one video doesn't hit, but maybe the other video does hit somebody. You know what I mean? Because everybody has different things that they're going through at the moment. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate all the support.
Yeah, that's it. You said it best. You said it good. All right, peace, y'all.
We out.
Later.